But if it's going so well right now, then I can also just show it. So it is actually going really well here right now on the Fyrtharsi sandbank. So one of the positions at Nordberg where you can regularly make really good cash. Yeah, get the fish out of here and just take everything with you that brings good cash, or simply take everything with you because the frequency is quite okay. The baits are not so extremely complicated right now, and you can already make good cash here, even if you haven't unlocked the droppers yet. Nevertheless, one has to say, you make about double the cash with droppers. You really have to say that quite clearly, because the droppers just deliver much more. We were here today in the live stream at the 34, and we just did a relaxing competition again, fishing for mass, so to say, or simply taking along the biggest fish. Yeah, and what can I say? It went well. It went well. There were good fish among them. Of course, there were also many small ones. But all in all, there were always some trophies again and again. So we went for plaice, we went for thorny skate, and we also searched for the lumpfish. And yeah, I think the thorny skate was the most difficult. But still, you also catch them here at the North Sea on the 34 sandbank. And as I said, especially the lumpfish comes in again and again regularly. Yeah, and the lumpfish is actually what I am searching for. So that's kind of the main fish I'm looking for. However, of course, a thorny skate as a trophy at some point would also not be wrong at all. That one was also caught from the land side and actually came in there again and again in big sizes. And for me, the eel pout is biting very well right now here. In the tournament, directly the trophy went in. Yeah, and now I'm standing here again, testing a bit further, and again the eel pout is biting again as a trophy. And of course, that is also very much worth it. I have to say, regarding the positions, I tested the most different ones. So, you drift anyway every 6 hours a little bit diagonally back and forth. And I started, of course, exactly here on the 34, and then it slowly went down into this area, and then slowly up again, and then at some point I corrected and went over into this area, so into this section, and it also worked well here. In this area, a haddock trophy went in, and down here the eel pout went in as trophy. However, just a moment ago the eel pout also went in up here. So both down here and up here. The eel pout bites every now and then, and still, hapala, you catch it quite well right now on the one bait. And we'll of course now look at that in detail. Which fish was caught on which bait, because that's always important. Which baits deliver the most here, and above all, which baits deliver which fish. That is of course always interesting, because only then we know which bait we might take out and say, okay, we constantly only have saithe at the spot. We don't want that. That means we just exchange this one bait. For the saithe, I, for example, regularly have the lurker right now, and that's the pilker I'm using. And for the eel pout trophy, I have the magid on. We'll look at that in detail in a moment too. So with the eel pout, it works again and again with the magid. Down here, the magid was already on, and the saithe, I don't actually want it. Of course, the saithe also goes every now and then on the magid, so on the droppers, but also the haddock goes, of course, sometimes on these droppers. And so I am just accepting that right now and simply hope, yeah, that it continues to work so well with the dropper. So a really simple magid soft lure, one of those baits that also work regularly well in the freshwater area. That one runs also here on the 34 very well right now. There were not so many of them yet, but we don't even want to have them either. Let's quickly check again where I am here. Yeah, I just cast again. The drift is now slowly going in the other direction. This is how the setup looks here right now. So I am here with 60 Kelly leader material as monoline. I'm here completely with 4-0 hooks, and the whole area is completely all the same. Fluorescent pearls, and in addition the Majet 05, so in green. That seems to be working really well right now. You also see it in the records. So this bait appears regularly in the records. And yeah, I can actually confirm that. It works really well. At the beginning, I also changed the bait here because a bait that also always works really well. So a pilker is the Jigmaster 110. That can also be used very well. That's also a bait that you can use well. For example, if you don't yet have droppers, then it's definitely worth it to go here with the Jigmaster and then bit by bit unlock more and more additional attractors. And if you then at some point unlock the Sea Jig, then you can also use the Majid again as jig here. So you just let down the jig head, and then in combination with the Majid, with a 4-0 hook for example, and then you just jig in this depth, very easy, over the bottom. Speaking of bottom, just let it down of course to the ground. So here now, about 35 meters depth, we see it quite exactly here above. So now it is 36 meters deep, and that means I just let it down until it doesn't go further. And then we already have movement near bottom, one crank, and now if I take the rod tip up and then slowly let it down, Zach, I come exactly into the area. And in that area, I then start pilking. Then you actually have exactly what you want. You come into pilking, and additionally, you also come into the movement near bottom action. So that is exactly what you want. Just above the ground, again and again, in and out, and then you actually always get really good results. Zach? And there we already have the bite. Mostly it is even so that with droppers, you only have to pilk 2-3 times, and then it already starts. Yeah, compared to anglers without droppers, as I said earlier, about 50%. And so maybe only half as many bites in frequency, because yeah, it obviously attracts much more with the droppers. And we also asked again in the tournament, who caught how many? And you could clearly see where many had around 30 to 40 fish. The anglers without droppers had more like 18 to 20 fish. So you really notice that difference. And Zach just now at the bottom, immediately another bite. Yeah, and that's how it was the whole time today. And the bait combination works really well, and accordingly a lot of silver came out of it. And that's why I just continued a little longer to pull out even more. And I'll just keep going here too. So after 1 hour, that was already over 1,000 silver. That was really worth it. And now just now, until here, that was basically the tournament. And from here it's starting again, 28 minutes now at the spot. We can also check right away how much silver this brings. I'll just call the submarine, and then we'll see right away how much silver has come together in this time. So, it is absolutely worth it to simply go again with very simple baits, hopala to the 34 sandbank. And I am still searching here for the thorny skate, and maybe I will also change the setups a little bit now and try more on bottom rigs to test it a bit, and maybe then I'll still find the thorny skate here. So let's just take this fish out, and then let's quickly see what it brought in silver. I already handed in a cafe order. Oha, what happened here? Accident. Doesn't matter, we can still sell. So right now, after 29 minutes, 500 silver in 29 minutes. So if you compare this with 1 hour competition in the tournament, we are here at 1,100 silver. Of course, also with trophies. So 3 trophies now here at the spot within just about 2 hours, or not even fully. So it is really going well. You see what the fish are, or which fish brings silver really well here. And altogether, I am now already at 1,600 silver. And of course I keep going. Maybe I'll come to around 2,000 silver, would not be wrong. So quickly back out with it, keep going, make cash, get over here to the 34, and simply fish with the simple magics here. Leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Helps me a lot. And then we'll see each other in the next video or in the next live stream. Until then, tight lines.